All right, welcome back to the GD Frickin' Movie Show. As always, this is GD Marcus and
the GD movie amigo Miguel.
the movie GD Frickin' Amigo. Let's get right to the West Side Story.
The 1961 movie directed by Robert Wise?
No, the 2021 directed by Steven Dinosaur Spielberg.
Oh, okay. There's no dinosaurs in this, though. No Jurassic Park.
Oh, well, I'm not going.
Have you seen the original West Side Story?
I have.
I have not.
And I did really like the original. I've seen it a couple times. I've seen the play a couple of times.
Oh, really?
I'm a big fan.
I was unfamiliar with the whole movie, except I have heard a few of the songs, but I didn't know they were from West Side Story.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've heard I Feel Pretty and America. And
well, you sing that
stuff.
every morning when you get dressed for work, right?
After I put on my makeup.
You frolic around the house.
It's while I'm doing my hair.
I Feel Pretty. Yes. But yeah, so in a nutshell, West Side Story, it's the story of immigrants from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And immigrants that have been here a few generations longer from Italy and
Poland.
And anyway.
The pale white people.
And they're clashing. Basically, it's Puerto Ricanos versus trashy white people.
Yeah.
That's kind of isn't that kind of what it was?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and then
it's Romeo and Juliet too.
And it's got the Romeo and Juliet vibe. Yeah, so one of the Puerto Ricanas meets the gringo, and then they fall in love.
And her brother says, "Don't touch her, and don't talk to any gringos.
Yep.
I will beat him up.
I will beat up Dick." And her husband, her brother in this show is a boxer.
Yeah.
I don't think he was in the original.
No.
But in this one, he's a boxer.
Yeah.
Un boxeo. How did they say? Matador. I can't remember how to say it.
Probably.
Anyway, let's watch a clip real fast, Miguel.
All right, let's watch a little bit of the dancing.
That was my favorite part.
As soon as the computer decides it wants to play.
A lot of yellow in this show. You notice that? Yellow and red?
Bright colors, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. It sounded great. The songs were great.
Yeah, well choreographed, well shot. Every frame looks good. It's that scene, I think, in the original, wasn't that on a rooftop?
I think it was. Well, half of it was. I think the Sharks, which is the Puerto Riqueño group, I think they were on the rooftop, and then the Jets were like in the alley or something.
It was kind of funny at the beginning when the gang's just walking down the street snapping. It's just, that's been parodied so many times that it's hard not to laugh, but they played it straight and did it, and you kind of buy into it. It's a little goofy, but it's a big musical. It's where they're dancing. They're almost like having dance-offs in front of each other sometimes when they're fighting. It's like, all right, I'm going to dance, and now you dance.
Yes. So before I really give my review, my opinion, tell me what you thought, since you're the newbie to the whole idea of West Side Story.
Yeah. Well, I did think it was not a whole lot of story for the running time. I mean, obviously a musical.
Like 3 hours long.
Yeah, and a musical is going to have segments with just the dancing and the songs. But there were a lot of scenes where I'm like, okay, it's been a couple minutes. This dancing's cool, but let's get on with the story. So, I was bored here and there, but I liked the characters. The acting was really good, especially the girl who played Maria. She was quite good. Rachel Zegler.
Rachel Zegler. She was good.
It's her first movie, I think.
Yes. What did you think about Norwegian white boy?
Yeah, Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he was fine.
It's like the widest name you could.
He was okay. I mean, she blew him off the screen.
Oh yeah.
He was serviceable, but he wasn't anything special.
It was weird. And then his hair color changed in the middle of it. Did you notice?
Yeah.
He was kind of a chestnut, and then at the end it was like dyed jet black, and it looked really weird and fake.
Maybe he was just trying to blend in a little more,
He was trying to become. He's like, I'm going to be a shark. When you're a shark, muy bueno. Yeah.
So for me, a musical, it all comes down to how much I like the music. That's a big part of it. And some of these songs were good, but some were just, they're fine. The dancing's fine. I'm not a big musical person, so I didn't love it, but I enjoyed the story, and I did get hooked as it went on. I mean, being a Romeo and Juliet story, you want them to get together. There's forces keeping them apart, and maybe somebody dies at some point. Maybe a few people die.
Maybe everyone dies.
Maybe everyone dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
because I think I saw 3 movies. You saw 2 over the week, and I think in one of them everyone dies.
I like a movie where everyone dies.
I was
Very
okay
clean
with
ending. I really liked Rita Moreno. It was nice that she was in the movie.
She was good.
I wanted to see a little more of her, but I'm glad it wasn't just a cameo. She had some scenes. She even had a song,
Oh yeah.
which I think that was a character who wasn't in the original. She's like the widow of the shop owner.
Well, it was a guy, so it was. She was playing the wife of the character that was in the original one. So
Right.
Doc was the shop owner, and instead they have his wife be
Yeah.
the shop owner, which I thought was a cool twist.
Yeah. So I liked it. I didn't love it, but part of that is just my, not being a huge fan of musicals. If you're a fan of musicals, you're going to love this because the dancing was amazing. The choreography, and I just had to think about how hard that would be to stage that. I mean, they had to stop traffic in New York and do that because I'm sure some of it was on a back lot, but I watched a 2020 special about it, and they really did shut down streets in New York to do some of this.
Wow.
So it's pretty incredible.
Wow. Yeah, the dancing and the music I really liked. I didn't really like anything else.
Really?
I walked out of there going, I didn't like this movie.
Do you like the original better?
I do.
Oh.
The original, and maybe it was just because it was a different time, but I felt like the original had real joy moments that you were really like, oh, this is beautiful, and you're rooting for the couple and all the good stuff, and this one was grittier and more serious and uglier, and
It was brutal at times.
I mean, you got sexual assault and racism and police brutality, and
which was interesting. It made it more timely. I mean, just last year with the George Floyd protests
Right.
and everything, at the very beginning, they're trying to paint over a Puerto Rican flag.
right,
on
which is
a-
classic. Well, where
Yeah.
they painted over the Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter plaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I knew exactly what they were trying to do there. I just don't know. I think I went there. I think the fact that I saw the old one and loved the old one made me. This was too gritty for me.
Okay. What about one thing I found interesting is apparently in the old one they put face paint on some of the Puerto Ricans to make them all brown.
There was brown face. Yeah.
Brown face. In this, they're different colors because just like anybody else, there's different shades.
Well, and I kind of liked.
I mean, Rita Moreno, they had to brown her up a bit.
Even the Jets seemed a little browner. Did you notice? They didn't see you didn't see a lot of blondes. There was like one blonde woman in the whole thing, and
yeah,
I don't know. I needed some.
a lot more social commentary in this movie.
It might be that I kind of went there needing some joy, and I didn't get very much. And
It's not as uplifting as you might hope from seeing these bright colors and big dance numbers.
It's not at all.
No,
It doesn't even have like a hint of an optimistic ending.
that's true.
It's like, this sucks.
It's a bit of a tragedy.
And you know what else sucks is that's exactly where we live right now, except for people don't dance in between.
Maybe not in your neighborhood.
Oh, I'm going to move to the Daybreak then. You're in
Yeah.
Daybreak. You must be. Isn't that what they
Just dancing in the streets every day.
In Daybreak? But yeah, it was too heavy for me. It wasn't what I needed. So I went to see, after that, I went to see something a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
The end of the world saga, that is.
Don't look up.
Don't Look Up.
A comet's coming to wipe out all life on Earth, and
Yeah.
strangely, nobody seems to care that much.
Yeah, let's watch a clip from Don't Look Up.
All right.
Leo has an ulcer that he's suffering from, and he has panic attacks.
Yeah, he's panicking a lot.
You're here now.
So Leo and
Jennifer Lawrence.
yeah, they're like junior astronomers, or anyway, small-time astronomers that find a comet that's headed straight to Earth.
Everything is stressing me out.
This will affect the entire planet.
I know, but it's like so stressful.
So they take it to the president.
Meryl Streep, the president, who cares more about getting her Supreme Court nominee through and her poll numbers.
There's a comet headed directly towards Earth. Do you know how many
And she's
world-ending meetings we've had?
and she's sending texts to people and pictures of her junk.
So boring.
Yeah, Adam McKay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
you
it's
know,
funny
Anchorman.
because he used to do Anchorman and Step Brothers stuff, and the last few years he's switched to The Big Short and Vice. He's doing more political commentary type movies, which I like those. Those were pretty good, especially Vice. But this one, I don't know. This was a little all over the place tone-wise. It's at times it's almost cartoonish, like over the top. It's like a farce.
You have a movie for me? Yes, sir.
You think it couldn't figure out what it wanted to be?
Kinda, yeah. At times it was taking it seriously. Other times it was so over the top, and there were scenes that were funny, but I wasn't really laughing because it just wasn't working. It's the timing, it's the rhythm. It's hard to put my finger on what it is, and it's way too long. It's 2.5 hours long, and that would have been a good 90, 100-minute movie. That's all it needed to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the concept is funny. So they go to the president with this information, and she's more interested in her poll numbers and everything, so she doesn't take it seriously. So they try to get the word out, and it gets to a point where everyone knows about it, but a lot of people are denying it. They're like, no, I don't believe the astronomers. It's not really coming to kill us.
Yeah, they said that, and it comes down to the people who believe the comet's happening say, just look up because you can see it, because you could look up and see it. And then the president and all those yahoos are saying, don't look up.
Yeah.
You just ignore it.
Shades of climate denial.
I have no idea what they might be comparing that to right now.
The people who are ignoring the scientists or kind of the hats and the signs.
Yeah,
and I have no idea. And a president who appoints their family members to positions in the White House.
Who would do that? Yeah, I don't.
Strange. Jonah Hill was pretty funny. I liked that relationship.
Yes, Jonah Hill was really funny. And then the little the little running joke where J-Law was perplexed by the general that charged them for the free snacks.
She kept talking about it all through them.
She couldn't. But I think we've all been through a situation where it's odd and we can't figure out why somebody.
Yeah.
I have no idea why that guy would do that when they're free. That's just weird. Obviously, he doesn't need the money.
It's like 2 hours into the movie, and randomly she's bringing it up, explaining it to somebody. Like, oh, she's still talking about
it
that?
a couple of times,
which is kind of odd. That's just a general who's like, yeah, I'll get you some snacks. They're expensive. I need $10, and then it turns out they're free.
And then you got the vapid pop star Ariana Grande, and then
her breakup.
Who's the guy she's in love with? That's Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
And then they break up, and they get back together, and then they do a benefit concert for the.
In fact, when the astronomers are first on the show, where they're trying to tell everybody about this comet, the anchors care more about talking about the pop star's breakup, which, also like today, that's the.
Yeah, they don't care about that everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
So, then the scientists come up with a plan on how they're going to defend the Earth, and then they find out there's precious metals, and then they
That's
try
an
to do
interesting
something
twist.
else.
I'm kind of expecting the spaceship to blow up and the mission to fail, but instead it's like, no, there's money to be made. Let's turn this around.
That is the funniest part, I think, one of it, is that you actually watch the spaceships, the rockets that are going to blow up this asteroid, turn around because they said, wait, there's stuff on it we want. So they turned everything around.
Yeah, we can mine this. It'll be good. Even though it's going to hit and kill everybody, there's still money there.
Yeah.
How did you like Mark Rylance's character as the...
Tim...
he's kind of like...
As Tim Apple?
Yeah.
As president? Yeah.
Little Tim Apple, little Mark Zuckerberg.
He's a weirdo tech genius.
Yeah, and see that was funny too. That was almost on the level of Anchorman or something, just ridiculous farce. But
yeah,
in the middle of some serious stuff, it was weird, but he was hilarious.
He was funny, and I like Timmy Chalamet was weird in his little.
Timothy Chalamet's in everything right now. I'll bet he has 5 movies in theaters right now that he's in.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, I'd give it a B-. I thought it was funny. I might have liked it more if I hadn't just come from watching West Side Story that told me that the world was in '61 was a piece of shit, and that it's more of a piece of shit than it was in '61 now. And then I watched this other movie that says the world's completely idiotic and stupid, and the people are in charge are stupid, and we don't have a shot in hell to survive. So that was
That's a depressing week of movies.
Yes, it was rough.
We're going to need something more optimistic next week.
Well, and since, J.K. Simmons seems to be in every film these days, I went to a J.K. Simmons film after that.
All right.
And that was National Champs. Can you boot up a little National Champs for us?
I can do that.
It's a college football movie, and it's kind of been in the news a lot lately. It's the whole dichotomy of you have these kids that for 4 years sacrifice everything to be great at a sport, but they don't get paid. And then if they get hurt, then they don't get anything out of it, right? They don't even get insurance. They don't get, you're screwed. So it's the debate about whether or not you should pay college athletes and give them insurance. So it's the 2 days before the big national championship game. J.K. Simmons is the coach of one of the teams, and the quarterback, who is expected to go number one in the draft, decides, I'm not going to play unless you give us some shit. And so he's kind of a MLK type, and he rallies the troops, and a bunch of people get behind him, and none of them, half the team's not going to play, and you're 24 hours out, and what's going to happen? Are they going to play? Aren't they going to play? By the way, there is zero football in this game. So
really,
if you go,
I might like it then.
If you go and you think it's a football movie, it's not.
Okay.
It's about the politics of college sports.
Because, I'm not a big fan of football. And if you tell me a football movie, I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
You do, though. I watch these other guys who do it's Fish and Russ. No, Jelly and Fish.
Oh.
They're our competition. And they're in love. They live together. So
Oh.
yeah,
We're not?
They have that on us.
And we're not?
You don't. I told you it was just physical.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
That's fine.
So,
Do you want to watch a little clip?
yeah, let's watch a little clip of national championship.
All right, let's try this one. Let's see what's going on
Oh,
here.
by the way, that's why I'm wearing my Utes shirt, because they're playing the Rose Bowl. Go Utes!
What exactly are you saying?
5 months ago, LaMarcus figured out he is not going to be the number one pick, and he is trying to cash in now before the teller. Yes, sir.
That is
Before the teller
bullshit.
window closes.
LaMarcus would
This
never-
is a shakedown, sir. Pure and simple. He is trying to recoup his losses, and he is going to take everything that you and your players have worked for. Let me ask you, sir, how does a D3 quarterback with a noodle for an arm who runs a 5-flat 40 time, how does a guy like that become the head coach of not one but two D1 powerhouses? Because that guy is a winner. And this is your time to finally capture that national title. Do not let LaMarcus rob you of your legacy.
There's some really great acting, and
So JK's not in over-the-top comedy mode, in Fred mode from Being the
not
Ricardos.
at all. It's very.
This is serious JK
Yeah, and he's
Simmons.
married to Christian Chenoweth, who plays the melted Barbie or whatever she is. She's weird looking.
Did I see Michael Shannon in that movie
And no, Timothy Oliphant.
too? Oh, okay.
And yeah, so Timothy Oliphant plays a guy who's one of the teachers at the college, and he teaches a kind of a liberal politics,
Oh.
and he gets the kids to kind of spearheads this whole thing, and
okay.
helps the kids navigate their plan on how to pull this off. And part of it, he sleeps with the coach's wife,
Uh-oh.
not because he wants to, but because to hurt the coach and to get some dirt on him and stuff. So
Sometimes that's the way you got to go.
it's pretty sneaky. And then he breaks her heart. She's like, I'm going to Paris with you, and he's like, no, you're not. I just did this to get your husband fired.
So did this help change? What's your opinion on the whole paying college sports players? I mean, do you agree with the?
You know what they did that I thought really well is that they really supported both sides of the argument. Because,
Okay.
Obviously you want to take care of the kids, and you don't want them to ruin their knee and then not ever be able to do anything. And, some kids,
Right.
obviously get hurt and they can't walk or they die and stuff. But then they talk about all the billions of dollars that comes in, and it goes into the hands of fat cats and corporations, and that's true. But a lot of that money goes to pay scholarships for kids that wouldn't normally get to go to college. So there's that. So yeah, it did a good job of balancing that out. So you're kind of going, I don't know really what the right decision on that is. I think that if you're not going to pay the kids, and I think paying the kids is kind of weird, but you should set up at the minimum some sort of health care for them.
Yeah, especially if they get injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that their whole life, what they're going for, and then they get
Yeah.
injured and can't play professionally.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to do first, and then maybe talk about compensation. But yeah, one of the arguments is, football and basketball are the big money sports. If they end up paying the billions of dollars to the kids, then they're going to get rid of swimming and volleyball and all the other sports because you don't have enough money to support everything. And so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I think insurance is healthcare.
Yeah. So for the movie,
I voted for that, but I liked it. I liked it.
You liked
Of
it.
the three
It's
movies
worth
I
watching.
saw, that's my favorite one.
is it the most uplifting? Does everybody die at the end?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anyone dies in it. One guy dies, but he off screen. He dies before the movie.
Any big dance numbers?
There is one.
Do the football players go on the field and dance with the other team and like dance off?
No, J.K.
JK dance?
Because the team's going to quit, right? And then he holds this big meeting to try to talk the kids into playing. Mm-hmm. And he comes in a tutu and does this amazing Swan Lake. It came out of nowhere.
Wow, I'm watching just for that.
But tears, these big, huge athletes are just crying as it's so beautiful.
Wow.
And then they all cheer and throw their hats in the air, and then they run out to the field. And that's how it ends. So yeah, very uplifting.
all right, well, I will check that out.
And the other thing is, he does sing as he gets out of the shower for the big game. He sings "I Feel Pretty."
So it kind of brings it full
I
circle.
feel pretty. I feel pretty.
Does he sing it better
In
than
this-
Marie?
Than Maria. Oh, so he's so much better. He's cuter. He looks cuter in his outfit. So.
It's J.K. Simmons.
So yeah, even if you
All
don't
right.
like football or sports or whatever, it's a great movie. I think if you understand the politics of college sports, it'll make more sense to you. The jellyfish guys that were reviewing it, they didn't understand college football, so they didn't get a lot of the stuff. But
Oh, okay.
so if you
And I don't either, so it's good that you have this.
so yeah,
You're here to,
but I think you'd like it more than you think you would because it's not a sports movie. It's a
I'll watch anything with J.K. Simmons.
yeah.
I mean, really.
and he's really good.
He's
at
just
it.
so watchable.
So yeah.
All right.
What do we got going this week? Finally, the movies are coming out.
We got the big Spider-Man movie coming out. This is the third Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Man, it's the multiverse, so every Spider-Man
Doctor Strange is in
going
there.
to be in it. Yeah.
Every Spider-Man villain.
yeah. So like Jamie
So-
Foxx is in it, and Toby Hooper, and
You know, the first movie I reviewed when I started as a film critic was Spider-Man 3. And my complaint was there were too many villains.
oh yeah.
This is the third Spider-Man
was-
of this series.
yes.
And I think there might be too many villains.
Spider-Man 3 was the. Did Sam Raimi do the third one?
He did.
That was the original. That was Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire,
And that was
yeah.
you had the Sandman, and then you had the Viper. Or,
Yeah, Venom.
Venom.
Topher Grace was Venom.
Yeah.
Sandman, and
then-
there was Green Goblin Jr.,
Yeah.
Pretty Boy, James
I
Franco.
can't really
that guy.
remember the third one. It was kind of dumb.
It was the weakest one. The first one was good, and the second one was amazing. The second one's one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. But the third one, that was just too much studio interference, where they said, you're going to do this and this. And he said,
Yeah, it wasn't no Superman 3. Let me just say that.
No Richard Pryor.
No. So,
All right.
and then a couple of other things are coming out this week too, aren't they?
We got another Matrix movie coming out soon.
Don't go see that.
Yeah.
But there were a couple movies that I wanted to go see this week, and
There's The Power of the Dog is one I've been looking forward to. It's been out a couple weeks, but
the dog's name is Muffin.
it's a Benedict Cumberbatch movie. So we're going to talk about that.
You like the Cumberbatch, don't you?
I am a Cumberbitch.
Is that what his fans are called?
Yes, we're Cumberbitches.
Oh man,
I'm proud of it.
Con.
That's right, he was Khan.
I know he was. Did you see that movie? Did you like that one?
I liked it. I had my problems with it. I just hated the fact that he had to be Khan. Make him a different villain. Don't remake Star Trek 2, because Star Trek 2 was better.
Oh no, because at first when I thought, oh, this is a remake of Star Trek 2, I was like, oh, it's gonna be cool, and then I was kind of like, oh, you ruined it.
But Benedict was a great villain in Star Trek 2. And RoboCop was in that too.
Peter Weller, yeah.
Yes, he was the captain of the other ship who turned out to be bad.
guy.
Yeah, that was a good, good Star Trek.
And then Licorice Pizza with the Haim girl, Shelley Haim.
We're looking forward to Licorice Pizza.
And American Underdog about
Football. We got enough football this
I
week.
don't know. What else is coming out?
I think those are the big ones. I think that's enough. Between the Matrix and the Spider-Man and the...
Movies suck.
Oh, we got the Guillermo del Toro movie, Nightmare Alley,
Oh, yeah, starring Bradley Cooper in his most classic role.
and a whole bunch of other people. So, yeah, we can look forward to those next week or the week after.
Yep. So,
In the coming weeks.
So, yeah, we'll be back next week with more of the great December movies.
I'm sure it'll be a little more uplifting next time. At least there'll be Spider-Man. I mean, people aren't going to die in Spider-Man. There's not too much overt racism, and the world's not going to hell.
I mean, after West Side Story and Don't Look Up, I was about ready to end it. Like there's just no.
That's a
hope.
1-2 punch right there. Of
There's just
negativity.
no hope.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
if you go to West Side Story because you love the old one, be prepared to be depressed.
Yeah.
I would like just
Maybe-
clips of the singing and dancing. Like when they met, I really thought that was gorgeous. They met and the lighting and they're under the bleachers and they
See, I just kept telling myself at least one of them's going to die, if not both,
Well,
because it's Romeo and Juliet. They got to die.
Right.
So it's prepare yourself for a tragedy.
right. Yeah.
It's like when you buy a pet. It's
I
going to
didn't-
die.
After he dies, I didn't expect her to eat him, but it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And
It was a different take.
She had to eat.
Yeah.
She had to feed. Plus, she was a member of the undead at that point.
If you watch the trailer closely, there's a couple little zombie hints that you know it's coming.
She, as a member of the army of the undead, she was required to eat him. So there you go. Watch that. There are no boobs in it though. Anyway, that's the GD Friggin' Movie Show. I'm
All right.
GD Marcus.
And Miguel, the movie Migo.
Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Bye.